Hi everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about the audiobook Effortless Success. that title was definitely not effortless. Effortless, wow, for me to pronounce. Anyhow, Effortless Success by Michael Neill. This is a favorite book of mine. This is a book where Michael Neill is someone who was an actor and now he's a personal coach. He narrates the book himself. It is not one of those books that purports to give you all of the answers. What the book does is it gives you questions. It gives you stories. It gives you things to think about. And then the author wants you to think about them. The author straight up tells you not everything in this book is going to fit you. Not everything in this book is going to be for you. So take what is. Don't worry about what isn't. He gives the example of his shoes. His shoes fit him beautifully. He loves his shoes. But if we were to try on his shoes, they might not be the right style. They might not be the right size. They just might not be the right fit for us. Doesn't mean they're not good shoes. Just means they're not right for us. And parts of the book may be that way. And there are parts of the book that, quite honestly, I don't even understand where the author is trying to go with that. He asks a question that he wants you to think about in one section. And this is an example of one of those areas that, for me, I still don't even understand where the author's going. I actually really like the question. It's fun to think about. But what the purpose of the question is and how it's supposed to benefit me, I don't see yet. The question is, what would you go for if you didn't have to get it? In other words, what would you try for if failing to get it didn't matter to you? It's a fun question to think about, but I don't understand how thinking about that question is supposed to benefit me. Does not mean that question won't benefit other people. Does not mean that question is not for other people. It just means me, right now, where I am in life, that question does not pertain to me. It may pertain to me next week, next month, next year, 5 years, 10 years from now. It may never pertain for me. There are parts of the book, I just finished listening to it, there were parts of the book that pertain to me that the last time I listened to the book, because I've listened to this book a couple times, the last time I listened to the book, they didn't benefit me at all. They were kind of fluff in the book, gave me something fun to think about. This time, they definitely had meat and benefit to them. And not always in the area that I think the author necessarily intended them to help out, because this is a book that seems to me to be solely designed to get you to think about yourself, to decide for yourself. What does success mean to you? What does happiness mean to you? What direction do you want to go? How are you going to get there? What's standing in your way? How do you create effortless, happy success? Because of that, people tend to think of success as it's money, it's job, it's this, that, and the other. But that's not what success is to everybody. To me, success is my relationship with friends and family, and there's a there's a personal struggle going on with a family member. I'm not going to go into more than that because this is a public forum and it's nobody's business, but the people involved in it. But it's something that has been causing me a lot of anguish, has been almost putting me into depression at times. And it's something that I've had a very hard time dealing with, very hard time figuring out what to do, how to just get myself past it. And there were some parts of the book that really, truly helped with that allowed me to figure out for myself this is a way that I can cope. This is a way that I can handle. This is a way I can get past this sort of a thing. It's the narrator's voice is wonderful. He has a very pleasant, kind of a mellow voice, not at all understated or anything like that. He very much seems to care, and that caring comes out in his voice. He sounds like he truly cares about you, the listener, and he truly cares about helping you, the listener. That's what comes out in his voice. That's one of the things that really draws you in and helps you to listen to it. He's got several funny stories in the book, several, everything really makes you think. You'll find yourself listening to the book, at least I did, found myself listening to the book, and he'll say something that'll get me thinking. And I'll be thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and going over and thinking and thinking the whole time the book's playing. And I come back to the book, later consciously. I'm driving and I'm thinking about what he's talking about and the book's playing in the background, and then I'll either solve it or he'll say something that will catch my attention and draw me back into the story, and I will be back into the book. But for a period of time there, I won't have been listening to what he was saying. I will have been thinking, and that happens actually quite regularly, and that's okay. From what I've read and my understanding of how the brain works, even if I'm not consciously paying attention to what he's saying, my subconscious is picking up on it. I'm still subconsciously feeding hope. I'm still subconsciously feeding, positive thoughts and positive input into my brain, because the way our brain works, whether we're consciously listening to something or it's just unconscious in the background, our brain is still processing it on some level, and it still affects us on some level. This would be a book. There's no vulgarity, no anything like that in the book, so you could feel perfectly free to listen to this with your children. I did not, when we were younger, we used to take car rides all the time, and we'd put on audiobooks and listen to them, and I never listened to a book like this with my kids, and I really wish I had. I wish I had put something like this on, both for my kids and my wife, especially one like this that can be different for different people. There are books out there to where pretty much everybody's either going to get nothing or they're going to get the exact same thing out of the book. This is not that style of book. 20 people can listen to this book and 20 people can get something completely different out of it, but I truly believe that all 20 people would get something out of this book. I highly recommend this book, no matter what you're going through. Even if you're not going through anything at all, listen to the book. It will give you things to think about. It will help you to understand yourself better. It will help you to understand your situations better. Once again, if you like my channel, please subscribe. If you have any feedback at all, please send it my way, and have a very wonderful day. Thank you. Goodbye.